the things you hear about climate change, there is some merit to it, but you don't see the hidden agenda. So they didn't start this for the sake of protecting the environment. They are here to protect the food supply. The reality is behind the scenes. Somebody wants to control your food production, and I'll prove it in a few minutes. The hidden agenda is when people begin to talk about controlling the weather. They begin to talk about managing the environment to a point that laws are going to be crafted, that they will begin to tell you that the seeds you are putting in the soil are harming the soil. There is a seed industry structure from 1996 to 2008. I want you to see that. Do you see Monsanto? Do you see that? Bayer, you see Bayer? You see Syngenta, you see that one? You see DuPont? All right? It's called Dow DuPont, but the Dow is not written there. All right? But Dow, you can see that they end there, Dow and DuPont there. And of course, BASF. You see that? Those are the 4 corporations that control seeds. They're the ones that are doing it.
Only 4.
Yeah, show them seed monopoly chart so that you see clearly. As 4 seed companies now control more than 60%. As a matter of fact, it's now 66%. That's until 2018, not now. That's 66%. Forget about 60%. It's 66%. Almost 70% of the seeds are owned by 4 companies. Now, I want to show you one of the biggest companies. We're talking about the biggest company that controls everything. You know about it, but you might not know the company that owns, because that company doesn't even put its name on the products. But right now, if you go back home, there will be products from that company. It controls the whole market, so to speak. These are seed ones. This one controls all the food. Put a video up there so you can see.
Deep in the heart of Wayzata, Minnesota, lies one of the biggest family dynasties in America, except you've never heard of their name. This family dynasty made more money last year than Coca-Cola, Nestle, and Chevron combined. In fact, they're the largest private company in the US. And this single company controls a massive share of your food supply. They're responsible for supplying food for some of the biggest brands out there, like McDonald's, Burger King, Kellogg's, Mars, Dunkin' Donuts, Unilever, Safeway, Kroger, Albertsons, Audi, Tesco, and many, many more. Look in your kitchen right now, and you're gonna find a ton of food made by this secret mega corporation. From cocoa powder to cooking oil, salt, sugar, eggs, meat, but you won't find their name on any of these labels. Most of you have never even heard of this name before. That's because this American dynasty has worked very hard to keep it that way. They don't want you to know what they're doing behind their factory doors. Because if you ever found out, you would never buy their food products again. It's that bad. What is the name of this family, you ask? Cargill.
Now, did you see that or you didn't see that?
That's right.
They make sure they never put their name there. Why? Because it's a family dynasty. So they know they control everything you are eating. One company. Now imagine these companies come to your country and say, look, Mr. So-and-so, President so-and-so, Prime Minister so-and-so, we want to help your country, but your soil is very bad. It's producing a very bad carbon print. And they will tell you all kind of measurements and lie to you. And you think they are the experts. They tell you now you have increased your print by 40%. You need to reduce it. So how do I reduce it? Remember, they are stopping now. They're saying we shouldn't have cattle now, beef, because the fats, I did not say fat, from cattle is increasing footprint, carbon print. As crazy as it sounds, cow fats are indeed a source of global warming. Wow. When cows fat, they release methane into the atmosphere. In the US, about 20% of the methane emitted comes directly from cow fats. Now, if they are saying United States is 20%, what about Africa, the whole of Africa? What do you think they're going to say? We are listening to fools. Fools who are sitting in their high chairs and acting high and mighty, and they know exactly what they are doing, and they know you have really taken in lion, singer, the fisherman, his boots, then the stool and the green he's sitting on, and his gumboots. You have taken everything. How do people sit down in their office and say, we are assigned this, the fat is the one troubling us from ghetto? How can you get grown men with a wife? Speak such nonsense. And presidents of other countries sit down and go, yeah, they're right. Scientists are good. We need to stop this animal production. Why? Because Africa is growing these things. And the only way they can conquer you is if they tell you to remove what gives you money. Your source of income is what they are after. And they are after African countries. We are already in trouble. That's what they are coming with. They will tell you this, and they will tell you the good reasons until you trust them. Then they will tell you, now, look, as a matter of fact, right now, America is one of the only four countries in the world that allow utility patents on plant variations. That means they can actually say, you get a patent.
Wow.
Yeah. It's one of the four. So they allow a patent to, see, patent this seed for this.
Wow.
And Bill Gates is one of the biggest owners now of the seed monopoly, or, on the seed monopoly. He's actually one of the biggest players. He now owns a whole lot of diverse seeds.
Wow.
Because America agrees with it. But look at Bill Gates didn't stay in America. He came to Africa. Right now he was, I believe, in Ghana there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is he trying to do? He's trying to get into Africa. So you come his vaccines. Now he said he's just developed a vaccine for HIV and it's very close. I cannot trust a man who created a software that didn't work. Windows 95. It had faults.
A lot.
Now all of a sudden he knows my software. Not even a doctor. Didn't even study medicine. But he's coming here to cure people. Because he loves us. A man who says there is deep population that he needs. Elon Musk says we need to increase the number of people. Because the world is depopulated. Bill Gates says it is overpopulated. Who is right? I'll listen to the richest man on earth. And in this case, it happens to be Elon Musk. The same four companies consolidated their power and control. You see, by acquiring, or rather acquiring and forcing 200 corporations that were responsible for seed production again. And took them over. Some they forced.
Wow.
Yeah. A force major. Yeah.
We get it.
So that they remain as four. Around the globe. Four.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this?
Yes, sir. Wow.
So we are using, number one, praying for our countries not to accept these patents, these companies that will say we control the seeds. And we use open pollinated heirloom seeds that will regrow, we replant them, we bring them back and create our own seed banks in our own countries to give freedom to citizens to have their own seed banks. In every country, you have a trusted company that will give you seeds. You know this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What if that company tells you it's no longer working and you have not learned anything? But there are some farmers, be it subsistence, who now know exactly how to protect their seeds from diseases. They farm, they collect the first harvest, big seeds, and mix whatever they need to mix as pesticides and all that, that. They do it on their own. What if one day they are controlled? Learn to do things yourself. Organic seeds, organic crops, organic you. So what does it mean? Buy land. Now, if you're in Britain and say, there is no land, Africa is there. Go to Fiji, get land. Go to Ouagadougou, get land. Come to Zimbabwe, get land.
Yes, sir.
Britain is over 60 million people. Zimbabwe is about 16 point something million people. And Zimbabwe is 3 times bigger than Britain. I can tell you we have land.
Yes, sir.
Come from here. Make it your own. Create your companies. Find your own 1 hectare. Find your own thing. Find a small place to farm. Find the title deeds for it. Fence it if you may. And sit back and say, I produce my own food. I eat what I hunt. That's the concept of the Zimbabwean government. They say they eat what they hunt. Eat what you hunt. Don't be given food by these people.